Imagine a season without pizza. Well, that's how it is for birds in the winter. So someone should help them out. I'm going to show you how to make a birdhouse. So welcome to my workshop. And again, I'm going to tell you and show you with this video how to make a modern birdhouse. So, if you want to make one, here are the materials you'll need to make it. A sander, a drill, some drill bits, probably how big you want your hole, or if you want to screw your screws in, some screws, maybe some safety goggles or mask, dowel rods, a roofing material piece, some wood of course, some glue, and maybe a ruler or measuring tape. And of course some hooks to hang it. So now that you know what materials are needed, I can tell you the steps leading up to the finished product. Step 1, the layout. Use your measurements from your blueprints to start marking your wood for cutting. After you've transferred the measurements to your wood from your blueprints with adult supervision and help and safety glasses, you can start cutting the pieces of wood for your birdhouse. Go. In our last step, we cut the wood, which left rough edges. Now we're going to prepare the wood for assembly by sanding or drilling it. This leaves the wood smooth and easier to work with. As I said in the first part of step 3, drilling is a part of prepping the wood. So here, would be the second floor, and this is one section of it. So I'm going to mark where the drill holes are going to be, so that's where you would put the screws in. So I'm going to draw a line here. And I'm kind of making the section with one piece, so I know where to put the little drill holes, so I can drill these down to the first floor. So now that I've marked where the holes are going to be, I'm going to actually drill the holes so when you come to put the screws in, it will be a lot easier to put in the wood. So I'm going to do my first hole right here. Okay, this is step 4. After you've prepped the wood for assembly, you're going to start actually assembling the wood. So you're going to start with the base. To make the bond strong between the pieces of wood, we're going to glue, then nail them together with a nail gun. So now that we've glued and nailed the base without putting the ceiling on, we can start on the second floor, which we put on the ceiling. Then, finally, we put the ceiling on this, so it's all connected. Okay, on the second floor, first, we want to make the first section, which is a 6x6 box, so after you make this, it's a perfect cube without a base. It's just a ceiling, two sides, the ceiling. You would nail it onto the ceiling, and then you put the other section, but then you would be nailing this to the box. So you do the same process. You would glue, then you would nail with an air gun, because you can't use screws because the wood would be too thick if you're using this kind of wood. So you would take these pieces, you kind of shape out a box. So here, and then it would be the same for this corner. So it would be here, and then there would be a top on it, and then you would nail those pieces together. As you can see, I've finished, but I'm going to tell you the steps that I have made. So, you know how I was talking about the square, or the cube? Well, I've made this here, and I've nailed it onto this ceiling, which I was showing you that was over here. So you nailed it down and glue. Then next, on that same ceiling, before you nail it down to the base, which is this cube, you would put, there's 2 boards here and 1 board here. It's kind of like a little bird feeder, and then with that roofing, the pieces of roofing, you would take a piece, cut it off, and nail it down so it gives a little shade, or if any big animals want to come, it may be a little harder. So, next, actually, I'm going to drill it, so I just made the markings for the drill after I finished this. Okay, now we're at our final step, which is drilling the holes so the birds can get in the birdhouse. So I've told you what materials are needed, how to do the layout, how to prepare your wood for assembly, and how to actually assemble your wood. So remember how I was talking about season without pizza? Well, some birds might not have that problem this winter because they have food and shelter in this hotel for birds. So thank you for listening to my how-to speech. Any questions?